Nas, no X.
Legend, the GOAT.
Arguably. His magnum opus.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
25.
Go ahead,
He's taking the shirt off, guys. Here we go.
Wow.
Of course he wears a
Yo,
Nas
is this really
shirt
necessary?
to the rap round table. What a fucking
Nah,
snob.
basketball.
Let me show you my shirt, blood. Go, get out of here,
I wore it last time because I didn't have the foresight.
Yeah, this nigga
that
with
we
the
might
same
talk
shirt every
about
day.
The hater in me,
Oh, he got 50 of them shits. What
the hater in me wants to boo this moment so bad.
You don't got to boo this man.
I'm not gonna boo you, bro. I'm gonna let you be
I'm
great.
fucking with you, you know.
Hey,
5 mics.
ILLMATIC, the magnum
go.
opus, the greatest
Bang, bang,
entry. You know, only dude who made a better entry to anything was Thanos in Infinity War. We're not gonna talk about Endgame.
No spoilers.
You know what I'm saying? Infinity War was a year ago, bro. They better have seen
Oh, my
that
bad.
by now.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Today.
But that debut album, that monster, that genre-shifting monster,
Yeah.
turns 25. We heard enough of you, Sin.
No.
Langston.
But hold up.
What?
But you
he
giving it
gonna
this,
let me finish,
No,
but-
because you gonna give it this big intro and then be like, it was alright. It was better.
I was just gonna pass it to Langston.
All right. Go ahead.
Langston, what does ILLMATIC mean to you 25 years later?
I mean, it's my favorite album in any genre. It's fucking brilliant, man.
Okay.
The standard of lyricism, I think where lyricism was in 1994, where Nas took it, I'm not sure that there's been a bigger jump in hip-hop history. The production is handled by some of the best in the history of the genre, and it was a real needle mover in that respect.
Yeah.
Because before ILLMATIC, it was, kind of understood that an MC and one producer collaborated and they put an album together. And ILLMATIC was the first, at least the first successful album that featured not only a group of producers, but the hottest producers at the time. It's fucking great, man. I love it. I think my favorite song is probably either Memory Lane or One Love.
One Love is amazing. I love it.
One Love, and I love how like the first two verses follow this strict concept, and then he just totally goes left on verse 3.
On verse
One of
3.
my all-time favorite verses from anyone, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get teary-eyed. Someone else talk about how beautiful this album is.
To me, ILLMATIC is, since I'm an analogy man. Okay.
Please don't call it Nas' second best
No,
album.
but that's the way.
Relax.
See?
I'm sorry.
Calmate, senor. Okay. So, the best way for me to describe it is, what's a movie that's amazing? It basically revitalized a genre, but the second one just hits you better.
The Godfather.
Godfather. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
There's
Godfather 2 is
1
my
and then
favorite movie of
Godfather
all time.
2.
For what
Depending on who you talk to.
Godfather 2 is better.
ILLMATIC is an amazing album. I take nothing away from it.
You're right.
But vocally, to me, it was written just hits me better, bro, as an album. And I have no disagreement with that. That's your fave. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like somebody would say, "Who's your fave?" Pacino, De Niro, and Heat. I'll be like, "Damn, that's a hard."
But that's hard.
way
But
to go.
ILLMATIC versus It Was Written is not hard. They're both good albums. One
Great
is
albums.
phenomenal. The other is just another good rap album.
Hey,
Making me feel
I don't
some type of
know.
way.
We'll support your argument, man.
No, are we half and half on this table?
I didn't even say
I can't
anything
believe
yet.
this.
I
Nah,
just-
you've said it. No, in
I
past
didn't-
episode, you've said.
Listen.
All right.
I just didn't even finish.
Sonically,
All
I just certain songs, bro. I mean, like the way, just the message.
All right, the message.
Shootouts.
All right.
Well, shout out to Pop Dukes. My father.
Talk to me.
This might be his favorite album. Like the man.
Really?
The man loved it so much that when they put it back on cassette, like maybe 10 years ago, he went and bought the cassette.
You know about ILLMATIC?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he let me hold it. And
Wow. Shout out to Job
I
Senior,
told
man.
you my pops is a young kid. I told you he's
Yeah,
ahead,
man.
bro.
What a homie.
You know?
I had no
Job
idea.
Pops.
I've been dropping the little Easter eggs. My father's a hip hop head, bro.
Wow.
Wow.
He got the cassette. He let me hold it for a second. The album is amazing. Let's be fair. I'm taking my troll
That's a
hat
hot take.
completely off.
Nothing against it.
Because every part of me wanted to just say, it's all right. Just the front of the table.
You can't even.
But I'm
Not today.
Not today. Because of the occasion. amazing album. Like I said before, genre shifting. The approach that Langston brought up to having multiple hot producers at a time, putting the package together acoustically, sonically, that we've never heard before.
First time it was done.
Right. But I am with Dini. I'm not saying that It Was Written was the better album. It is the album that I prefer more.
See, but that's not what Dini's saying. Dini's saying that It Was Written is a better album. Or am I misinterpreting you?
I'm saying no. I didn't say it was. I said to me, like if someone said Illmatic is the better album, I would say no. I can't argue it. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's close, is what you're
But
saying.
I just love it. It was written, bro.
Right.
The album is just.
Bro, I
All
remember
right.
the first time I listened to It Was Written. I was in a kid party, at whatever age I was in when it was out, and I listened to it on a Walkman, front to back.
I was 12.
The shit was amazing. But
hit me.
I'm gonna get out the way, full ISO for the rap snob and his T-shirt.
Listen. 5 mics, man. 5 mics.
5 mics.
First
Well, I'll
album
give
in the
five-
history of the Source magazine. To
That's
get
actually
5 mics.
that's not true. I'll make.
Wait,
I'll make-
what?
I think
No,
something
it's
came
not.
before it.
Yeah, there were a few actually.
Really?
Here's the thing though, and I'll make like
I've been lied to.
so. There's a growing segment of listeners like Dini and Jov, who but they don't have the nuance of saying.
Oh boy.
They don't have the
Here we go.
nuance of saying,
He's
no,
about to
It Was
take
Written
out
is my
school.
favorite, but Illmatic is the great. They'll flat out say It Was Written was better. I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter too.
Yeah, I have a problem with that, right? Because like how you say that like, when people
I
compare
end that with
Mike
to
and
me,
Kobe,
though.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And Kobe is better.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop it. Stop.
No, but see,
but
he's
Mike is
quoting me.
great. But Mike
if
is
you
greater.
Let's be clear.
But if you ended in these special 2 words, which I always use, to me.
But Mike
You know
is
what I'm saying?
greater.
Mike
You know what I mean?
is greater.
Right. Illmatic
but
is
this-
the greater album.
No question.
Well, that's.
That's what I'm saying.
But just in
For
terms
impact
of
and
if
everything.
you have your own opinion, your own preference, like It Was Written or maybe even Stillmatic or whatever, that's cool.
Now
You know what I
we're
mean?
crazy.
But Illmatic is the greater album.
Yeah.
Right? And as far as I'm concerned, the greatest.
I was just gonna ask you that. Is it the greatest album in the history of hip hop music? I think that it. I mean, there's a short list. I put Cuban Links there. Put Enter the
There's
Wu
Cuban
Tang
Links, Enter
there.
the Wu-Tang,
Put a few others, but like I think it's
Before that,
definitely
there
in the
was Faithful.
discussion.
Now here's the thing too. Like the growing segment of people that are like downplaying Illmatic. I feel like it's a millennial thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's people like
Dini's not a millennial. Are you a millennial, Dini?
Stop saying Dini says it's better.
I'm sorry, Dini. I'm picking on Dini. Last episode it
I
was
don't-
Sin. This
I don't know-
episode
I
is
don't know
Dini.
how we
Don't love me
feel-
like you do.
I don't know how we feel about talking about ages here. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm out of that. I'm definitely out of that millennial
Oh
range.
yeah. You have your own millennial.
Right. So
Yeah, you
he's
spawned a millennial.
He's
Oh no, he's a
generation
Gen Z, right?
Z.
Yeah.
Gen Z now. There's a whole new generation. So, but I feel like, it's a millennial thing where like they weren't there for the impact of Illmatic, so they don't get it. So, I recently started following this new account on Twitter, who also has a podcast. And I was looking at some of the videos. He's a few years older than me.
Right.
And so he was saying how Illmatic was cool, but he had already felt that type of impact from earlier albums before Illmatic. Like Paid in Full.
Okay.
Like, what was it? King of Rock, Run DMC.
No way.
Kane.
I don't
Pain
know
in
about
Full is a
Kane.
great album. Pain in Full is nowhere. It's not in the same neighborhood as Illmatic. I'm sorry, it's not.
You can't say that though. You can't say that.
I
to
can.
somebody.
I just did.
Well, you true. But if you go and listen to Paid in Full, and it wasn't from your era, it might not hit you the same way. But Paid in Full absolutely paved the way for Illmatic to happen.
Absolutely, 100%. But the album is very dated.
Well,
Illmatic
there's a lot of
sounds.
people.
Illmatic is not dated. Illmatic is timeless.
To
Paid in Full
me,
is not-
it is.
Well,
To you, it is.
This is
some
what
people will say. This is why some people will say It Was Written is a better album
This is why
because
I'm gonna jump in
there's
here.
more
I
of a.
think the Generation Z will listen to Illmatic and just blow
Right,
their
there-
brains out.
Right.
There's more.
Because
Right, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Sin.
Go ahead.
But I think he's probably gonna say the same thing I'm about to say. People of this millennial generation will say that, there's other things better than Illmatic because acoustically sounds have changed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Things just sound better. Like Illmatic, while timeless, is still more of a product of its time than it was written. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. Agreed.
Like it was written, came in the middle of the shiny suit era.
Right.
So like he had to compete. Whereas Illmatic sounded like early 90s, late 80s. So if a goofball millennial hears this and he can't get with it, it's because he's not accustomed to those sounds at all.
Right,
Like
exactly.
it's really not in his gene coding whatsoever.
The beats are so slowed down
Right.
from back then, so he might just think, oh, it's like watching a movie with no bombs and shit for a lot of these kids. Entertaining for
Ding
them.
that. There you go.
You know,
Just didn't like that.
bro, come.
I mean, because here's my thing. I think it was written, checks off more items off the complete album list.
I disagree with that.
That it had the radio single.
Oh,
It had
well, okay.
the posse cut.
I misinterpreted what you said.
No, I mean, like in terms of what people look for in a complete album. You know what I mean? Because
Complete in the commercial sense.
Well, yes, because here's the thing. While Illmatic changed the blueprint of how we made albums in terms of like from one producer to a group of super producers, which everybody then followed suit. Also at around the same time, Biggie and Bad Boy came through and was like, we're gonna have these, this gutter shit, but we also gonna have the
Right.
glitzy